Hi. Uh, this is my usual intro to videos, but I can sometimes you gotta get serious. So this is this is probably gonna be the hardest video I've ever done. This might depress you. I'm sorry, but you can turn this off right now if you don't want to get depressed. You might even cry. I know I almost did, but I held it in. My mom didn't raise no crybaby. I just, sometimes you gotta get serious, and I'm here to tell you that the world isn't a nice place. Life is hard. It's cruel. In real life, sometimes thieves and murderers, they get away with things they've done. You just can't help it. The cops and military and vigilantes, they aren't perfect, so sometimes things get unsolved. Sometimes terrorism wins, and sometimes you get a disease in this life that slowly kills you, like AIDS. If I'm ever gonna get a disease that's gonna slowly kill me, it'll probably be AIDS, because I'm too good at sex to not have sex all the time. It's Anyway, what I'm here to talk about is the fact that last Saturday I was deceived. I was lied to. I wasn't at my best. Usually I'm at my best. I'm like 99.9% perfect all the time. I got the looks. I'm probably the most best looking YouTuber out there. Well, okay, PewDiePie, he's got those goddamn Swedish Viking looks, so he might actually look a bit better, but not by much. So, maybe I'm just the second best looking YouTuber out there, but because, I got no problem owning up to when I'm only second best, when there's, some factual evidence and, shit like that to back it up. But I am probably the most intelligent, most charismatic YouTuber out there, and well, I could say I'm the funniest YouTuber out there, but that's just stating the obvious. So let's forget about that. I'm also humble, so I can just skip things like that about myself. So anyway, at this one time, I wasn't at my best. I was probably at my worst. I was probably like 16% of what I usually am. So I was like really down because, well, I've had some lower back issues lately, for a couple months. My lower back's been kind of aching, and also my mind was really occupied because there's global warming, and I'm really worried what that'll do to because all kinds of things on this planet, like beer, because if it gets too hot, then alcohol vaporates, or whatever the fuck is the real term. But I'm really worried about that we're gonna have future without beer because of global warming. That's you got this. You got this. Also, I'm really worried about things like cats and penguins. Penguins like to live on ice, and if there's gonna be global warming, where are they gonna live? I can't take all the penguins and cats in my house. I got a small apartment, so I would love to take every cat in the world and penguin in the world in my house, because I just one of my biggest downfalls is that I care too much about the environment and beer and penguins and cats. I'm kind of like the champion of penguins and cats. Speaking of championships, yeah. So anyway, like this one guy who I considered a friend, but now he showed the true colors. He invited me to his place. He kind of promised me, fame and fortune and beer. And then he had this like new bottle of rum I got to try out. He gave me like one glass. That cheap bastard. So yeah, I got there, and I thought it was kind of weird that he asked me to bring He asked me to bring my Tekken tournament trophy with me. I figured like, he's a fan, he respects the true champions, the undisputed, first ever undisputed universal champion of Tekken. So, I brought that, I figured he just wanted to see that and, maybe, give me some compliments about it, because last time he lost to me. But I should have known, but like I said, my mind was occupied and my lower back has been kind of killing me. So, turns out that lying motherfucker, he just wanted to lure me in and, deceive me and lie to me, just to get me to do another Tekken tournament. So, So I foolishly, because I was just thinking about the cats, I think I heard him say, hey, you want to save all the cats? Which was weird because I know this person hates cats. He probably eats cats. He's a stupid motherfucker. So yeah, I thought I'd heard him say, hey, you want to help save all the cats and penguins? And I was like, yeah, but turns out he said, you want to take part in this Tekken tournament that's shady as shit. So I foolishly said yes, and before I noticed, I had a controller in my hand, and there were 5 guys total, and it was just that tournament was shady as fuck. First of all, the rules changed, during midway, because he said he didn't articulate well enough, that old trick, just dirty son of a bitch. So suddenly the rules changed. So I was kind of getting used to the new rules too. So I didn't know what to do. Also, I won. I had most victories during that tournament, but because one guy was getting too drunk, he left. So they actually took 1 point from me, which was pretty much I had most victories and I won by points. But when you're scumbag like that other guy, those things don't matter to you. Also, one time while I was going head to head with that guy, during my combo, he pressed pause, which is something you never do, which should have get him disqualified right then and there. But because I figured, I still thought that we were helping cats and that was charity and shit, so I just went through, I said fuck it, that was kind of on me, but I decided to continue. So yeah, I should have just stopped right there and call for bullshit, but what can you do, when you got a big heart like I do. Yeah, and well, all I can say is that because of all the shenanigans and lying and deceiving and all that, I ended up making like one mistake there, and that cost me. Although in theory in points I won, but still, yeah, I kind of lost, so I don't have that trophy anymore. So like I said, the world isn't a fair place, and sometimes scumbags win. Unlike my victory last year, which was the most dominant victory ever in a Tekken tournament, because I was obviously just that great. This piece of shit, he waited for a year, until I got old and my reflexes weren't as good as they were, a year back. So he kind of won the lesser version of me. So he's, but some people are happy with cheap victories like that. So I don't know, it's kind of like that story about the snake and the rabbit, where the rabbit asked the snake to take him over the river, but the snake can't help his nature, so he just says fuck you to the rabbit, and then he beats the rabbit up, and I think he sexually abuses the rabbit. And they're both boys, so the snake is by nature gay, just like this guy is. He's by nature really gay, I'm pretty sure. Not that there's anything wrong with being gay, but he's always showing his Tinder that he's looking for girls. But I don't know, he's ashamed of being gay, so he's not even that good gay. He's bad kind of gay. You shouldn't be ashamed if you're gay, but this guy clearly is. Yeah, that's pretty much what I had to say. I just had to get this off my chest. I'm still kind of, the moral victor of the Tekken tournament. So, in spirit, I'm still the undisputed Tekken champion. But because of bureaucratic bullshit and lies and deceits and shit, I don't have the trophy anymore. But I'm the spiritual champion of Tekken, and I'm also champion of little kittens and penguins and squirrels and shit. So that's kind of bigger deal. I don't need trophy for that because that's I'm their champion in heart, and that's bigger trophy than anything that's like physical. Besides, I'm not. It's not like I'm into material. It's I don't really care for material. Anyway, at the end here, I kind of want to respect the first ever undisputed Universal Champion in Tekken by doing a little montage here. So I hope you like it. So it could bring a tear to your eye, but just try to suck it up or show your emotions. I don't care. I don't judge like that asshole who has the trophy right now. He's a judgmental asshole, and so here you go. I had a trophy, but then came some fucking cunt. He stole my trophy, but in heart I'm still a chump. I am still the best in all of the people's hearts. That scumbag butthole with AIDS can drop dead from his own farts. Cats, penguins and beer are all really, really cool. Global warming sucks, and the new champ is a tool. He says he's the best only in being a turd. His IQ is really low, and he wears an ugly shirt. I'm still the best in all of the people's hearts. That scumbag butthole with AIDS can drop dead from his own farts. Cats, penguins and beer are all really, really cool. Global warming sucks, and the new champ is a tool. This new champion of lies and deceit. He when it comes to the whole Israel and Palestinian thing, he's totally against what you think about it. I mean, I'm with you. I think you're correct, but he's just he's siding with the assholes in that. So he's just a scumbag. So this one time I saw him coming from the local farm, and I didn't think too much into this back then, but he didn't have any pants on. But a few months later, the cow there had a baby cow, and it was the first cow that had actual thumbs, which was pretty weird. I mean, I'm not saying he did anything with the cow, but the thumbs were same color as his skin, so that's kind of, I think it's kind of obvious what happened here. This one time I went to his place and I saw this poster on his wall, and it said CC, so I figured he's a huge fan of Mexicans, but turns out the poster was upside down and actually it said ISIS. So I'm not hanging out with him anymore. You know, even though he's a scumbag, I'm not one of those YouTubers who tells his, fans to go after someone. It, do not go after him. Don't send him, any angry messages or anything on social media or anything like that. You know, it's that's just what scumbag YouTubers do, and I totally condemn that kind of behavior. Do not go and send this person, angry messages or anything. I think it would be really low if I shared his phone number here, so I'm not gonna do that. All I'm gonna do is say that, his numbers when it comes to letters, on those old phones, it spells I eat bag of dicks. We have really long phone numbers here in Finland. I'm man enough to, admit when I've been defeated, and I was the first ever undisputed, most dominant universal champion of Tekken out there, and the most handsomest and most intelligent. And well, now there's a new champion. There's a new local champion of lies and being stupid and ugly uh, in Tekken. So congrats, I guess. Did you know that this person also he hates women? He actually abuses his mom by by being really stupid and ugly. It's, it's just that's like the worst kind of you know abuse for your own mother. I mean, bruises heal, but your face and IQ they're gonna torture her forever. So just like read a science book and maybe take a shower at some point. And if this person's mom is watching, my doors are always open because nobody has to take that kind of abuse. I'm the champion of cats and penguins and beer and global warming and abused women all over the world. I'm just champion of women, basically.